I am back, but in the Roblox Squid Games, and today, instead of playing like a normal person, I played a 100-player server. And for the first game, it was red light, green light. I waited for the doors to open like all the other players for the game to start. I was ready to beat this easily, because I am just that guy. And then the doors opened, but there was already a player outside. The roof split into two after, but who cares about that? It's time to play the first game, red light, green light. I was prepared to beat this easily, because I usually do. And in the middle of the game, I took a look back at the other noobs, getting shot, but me? I was totally fine, not even shot in the leg, and beat the game without any trouble. Then, it was time to take my picture. I thought about not doing it this time, but I decided to do it, because why not? And I got pushed around like a ragdoll, but I still tried to get through and get a picture of my amazing face. And then, I finally got a picture. But after, it was time for the second game. Dalgona. And, of course, even if I got the Mona Lisa cookie, I'd still beat it with ease. Then, it was the moment of truth. What cookie will I get? But I couldn't see because of the stupid dragons on my shoulders. I got the circle cookie, and beat it with ease, not a single crack. Then I decided to aura farm a little, but I got pushed. They'll pay for that. Then it was time to get my food, and of course, I got it in no time, even though there were hungry animals pushing each other. I decided to hide for the night. I couldn't risk getting killed in this hell of a server. Then, it was time for the third game, hide and seek. It was time to see what team I would land on. I was scared to get hider because it's almost impossible in a 100-player server. But I got what I wanted, the red ball, or in other words, seeker. I was trying to find a hider to kill and I found one, but I couldn't get a hit before someone else killed them. Then I continued my hunt, looking for unsuspecting prey. Until I fell down the pit. I lost. But I'll be back. And next time I'll win. Today, I was back in the Roblox Squid Games, but I got in a lobby with only 13 players. Insane, right? First game, red light, green light. Passed it easily, as usual. And I took a look back at all the other 12 noobs struggling to pass. Then, it was time for Dalgona. I was wondering if the frontman would be nice to me again. And then it was time to see what cookie I would get. I was hoping for a triangle, or circle. But yet again, I couldn't see what I got because of my stupid dragons. I got the star, but beat it easily, no cracks. Then, lights out, but there was not really any fights, unlike last time. Then, instead of hide and seek, it was tug of war. We had to lock in, but we beat it easily. The other team was just filled of noobs. Then, it was jump rope time. I usually pass it easily when I am not recording, but let's see if the game and OBS teams on me. I avoided the rope like it was a Robux scam link and I passed the game without breaking a sweat. Then, glass bridge. I had glass manufacturer, so it was going to be easy. At the near end of the bridge I had to turn into player 62 from Squid Game Season 1 to pass. Then, it was time for mingle. The two other people were going to team on me. Then, rooms of one. I sprinted into a room, only me in it. I had peace. For now. Then, it was time. I was probably going to die because the other two were teaming. I waited for my fate and then. Rooms of two. I ran around waiting for when they were gonna enter a room, and then they did. When one was in the room I tried to choke them, but the other person pushed me. And then they choked me. I was a dead man there. I lost all my skills somehow and almost missed all the keys like a noob. But somehow I lived, but not for long, because when I got up the other person started choking me. They were literally taking turns. And then I died. But I'll be back. And win. Today, I am back in the Roblox Squid Games, and this time I will win, I hope at least, because the last few times it has gone terrible. First game, red light, green light. I am gonna pass it like it's nothing. Then I took a look back at all the other noobs, struggling to even pass the first and easiest game. After passing the game a guy came and kicked me where it hurts. He'll pay for that. In Dalgona the frontman thought he could kill me with a measly triangle. But of course, I am not a noob, unlike every other player in this server. So I easily beat that thing without any cracks. Then in Lights Out I killed a random noob. And then my noob enemy. After that it was supposed to be hide and seek, but the frontman was not nice today and trapped me outside, so I decided to do something. I grabbed some random and threw them, trapping them outside when they tried to walk into the door. Then it was finally time to see what ball I would get. I was hoping for Seeker, even though all the players in the server had a skill issue. I wanted to go hunting, but the frontman was not playing nice today because he realized I make YouTube videos now and made me hide like a coward. But even though the frontman was not playing nice, I still passed it easily and moved on to the next game. It was time for jump rope, what I call the easiest game. And of course I jumped over that rope like I would get Robux if I did so. I was just watching the other noobs struggling to jump over the rope until some random guy called Kevin decided to approach the king. I was confused at first. I thought, who would dare approach me? Until he asked something. He asked if we could team. And because I am a nice guy sometimes, I said, sure. Next up, Glass Bridge. I thought that it was gonna be easy, but I was wrong. Then it started. I took the first jump and then I waited until someone else took the second one. I had to wait a bit because the others were too scared to jump. But then someone did, but my eyes decided to clock out for the day and I didn't see that there was cracks on it, and when I realized, it was too late. So, today I am in the Roblox Squid Games, again. But this time I am showing you the new game, Sky Squid Game. I waited for the game to start, and I took a look around. I was amazed by how good this place looked. I took a look at the pillars. They looked like they were really old, because they probably were. As I admired my new surroundings, I realized I would probably die on one of these pillars. Suddenly the game threw me into an unskippable cutscene. But I didn't care, this was probably a good one. I was blinded by someone else's hair. I couldn't even see my amazing looks. Then I got thrown into an elevator, and then after that, I was put on one of the pillars. Could be my end, maybe not. Who knows? Then I was put in another cutscene, and I saw a pole. Because I've watched Squid Game, I knew I had to get the pole. It was my only chance at survival. It looked like I was ready to fight, the same with all the other people inside me for some reason. Then the game was about to start. I was getting ready and then it said on my screen, 3, 2, 1. Fight. I attempted to grab the pole, but it said start round instead. But then I suddenly got attacked by some random. But I survived the ambush and then I attempted to pick up the pole, but thought it was a bad idea and I went to fight others instead. Then someone got the pole. I ran for dear life and then wanted some action, so I started to attack the pole dude, and then I ran, and went back, but I got punched by some girl, and then struck in the head by a pole. I ran back for some action, but then regretted it and ran, and tried to press the button again because it's usually green when the round has started, but I couldn't press it and then went back for a fight, and then I started dodging attacks. I jumped around and ran away from people. And then went back into the fight, as always, but quickly dodged. After I went back into the fight and I tried to hit some random bacon guy, and then ran again, and went back into the fight right after. I tried to hit some yellow guy but failed, and then I got hit and flew back a bit but ran back to not be pushed off, and went back into the crowd. Then I got put in some minigame with the guy that had the pole, and of course I did the minigame easily, because I am not a noob, but we both went flying back and the pole guy fell off the edge but climbed back up. And then I started fighting the air for some reason, and continued to do so, but then someone finally got eliminated and we could move on to the next platform. But we had to wait until the timer ran out for some reason, and I kept my distance from the other remaining players, but for some reason they wanted to continue fighting. While that time lapse was happening, the bacon guy died. Rest in peace. Anyways, the bridge started to come out of the platform we were currently on and I started running because I needed that pole. Then, a familiar thing appeared on my screen. 3, 2, 1, fight. I went right for that pole like my life depended on it. But then I got punched in the face and flew off, and then I died. But I'll win next time. Today, I was back in the Roblox Squid Games, but this time it was different. I was in a server with a few people and we were competing for Nitro on Discord, and the guy next to me, he's my teammate. First game, red light green light, of course I beat it easily without struggling, like usual. Then it was Dalgona. I got the triangle, a bit too easy for my taste. But of course, I was gonna beat it easily. It was like stealing candy from a baby, but I stole it and carved a shape out. In Lights Out I decided to kill some random who had annoyed me before. Then it was hide and seek. I was hoping for hider because that would be the easiest right now because there were not a lot of people. It was the moment of truth. What would I get? But of course. Right when I want hider, I get the stupid red ball and I have to get blood on my hands. There were only a few seconds left when I had found a hider. I thought I was a goner, but I was wrong. The gods had given me a second chance and me and the other seekers had killed the hider. Then it was jump rope, the easiest game of all time. And of course, like the guy I am, I'd beat it easily. And I was absolutely right, not even a broken leg. Then it was time for glass bridge, easy. I jumped onto the first panel, but jumped off because someone might have had trickster. Next up, mingle. This was going to be easy because my teammate was still alive. Then on the final round it was rooms of 2. I waited until one of them entered a room. And I waited even longer, but then someone finally entered a room. I choked the random so me and my teammate could live, but then after I choked them, they survived, but I had another plan. I waited a bit and then I opened the door and pushed, but by mistake I pushed my teammate out, but I had another plan. I closed the door either way and waited a bit. My teammate was still gonna live because it would be dinner fight, and I was going to choke the random guy just before mingle ends, so me and my teammate moves on to the final game. Then, I waited a few seconds, and after that, I pushed the random yellow guy first. Then after, I started choking the random so me and my teammate would move on to the final game. The screen went black, and after that, the yellow guy was dead. Then, it was the final game, and I ain't losing with nitro on the line. So I did what any person would do. You probably would do it too, if you're not an idiot. I waited until the cutscene was over, and I thought to myself, I will win, no matter what. Then, it had finally finished playing. I took my fists out like it was a fight to the death. Oh, but it actually was, and then I did what any normal person would do. I brutally destroyed my teammate. I watched as his soul exited his body in real time. And then I wrote a respectful GG. Today, I was back in the Roblox Squid Games, but I was in a server with the popular Roblox YouTuber PM Damien. First game, red light green light, easy as usual, they should buff it, not gonna lie. Then I saw him, the legend PM Damien. He was shot in the leg, but he made it. Then it was Dalgona. I got the circle cookie, and so did PM Damien. I finished that cookie with ease, not even a single crack could be seen. Then it was lights out. I just hid or ran around a bit sometimes. Nothing much. Then it was hide and seek. I would have liked seeker, but I got hider. I didn't think it would matter that much. But I was wrong. But one thing that was nice was that PM Damien was also a hider, but if he would have been seeker he'd have a horde following him, and if he had spotted me I'd die. Then, I followed Damien, because I thought that'd be a good strategy, but I might have been wrong. We ran to a door and opened it. We needed to find the exit. But it was the wrong room. Then the seekers had found us. I ran for my life. I couldn't die here, right? I ran into a room, but they followed me. I tried to run out. But they caught me, and I died. But I'll be back, and win for real, because the last video was just a small server. Today, I was back in the Roblox Squid Games, but I was in a server with another YouTuber. His name is Arceus, or for short, RC. Then, first game, red light green light. I took a look around, trying to find RC, and then a guy was just sent flying causing me to get shot. Then it was green light again, but suddenly a red light struck me, and for some reason I moved a bit, but I survived. Then it was green light. I had to dash to victory. And then another red light, and then, I looked around again, trying to find RC. But I couldn't see him. Then, green light, I started dashing again, but no, another red light struck. I looked around again, but that was interrupted by another green light, so I started dashing my way to the finish line again, but that was also interrupted by a red light, so I looked around, nothing. Then, green light, I was close to victory, just a little bit more, but then a red light hit me. I waited for green light and locked in so I could get to the finish line, and then, green light, I dashed, and then I finally got to the end. Then it was time to take pictures, so I blessed the camera with my amazing face. And the other people were probably jealous for not getting a picture. Then it was time for Dalgona. I got the triangle. And finished it easily. In lights out I just ran around a bit, hitting a few people, and went past RC a few times. In hide and seek I was really lucky and got seeker. Then me and some bacon hair destroyed a side character that unluckily got hider. Then on jump rope, the easiest game I finished it while holding some kimbap. In Glass Bridge I beat it easily with the help of all the other players. On the final round of Mingle it was rooms of 4, I ran around a bit and followed RC, and then me, him and 2 others got in a room. Then, it was Sky Squid Game, I went in the middle to go fight the other finalists, and then I got in some mini game but someone punched me out of it, then I ran back a little and then I ran back into the action. After some time the round finally ended, and it was time to go onto the triangle pillar, the one that I always die on. Then it was time, the round had started, I ran around a little. And then someone pressed the button but then I got knocked down immediately. And I died, but I'll be back, but there's one more little thing, I said in RC's live stream that I was recording and he said he had something for my video.
Okay, this is for JMix video.